This is church, Sunday morning, 9 o'clock.
It's a lovely morning for dancing. Amen. A little bit later. Let's stand, we're going to worship.
The Monday was an eventful day. Any plans we had would change dramatically when one of the founder members, an organiser of People of Hope, died after a long battle with cancer. Pete Dickerson and his wife Loretta had moved out from the UK 6 years before and, along with other members of Dicklebang Church, had set up and successfully run this truly amazing work of charity and love. But more of that later. Anyway, Amanda, who had known him well and was with Pete when he had passed away, now had her time taken up helping to look after the family. As an aside, this is another amazing story, but one I don't really have the time to tell now. But if you are interested, I am more than sure that Amanda can help to talk to you about it later. On Tuesday, I had meetings with Steve Oliver and the leaders of the Dicklebang Church. I heard about the various ways in which the church had impacted the town and some of the present works and some of their plans for future projects. After the meetings, we accompanied some of the ladies who were carrying out the work of the People of Hope. For this, we walked through the township visiting people who were in such need of their help. The People of Hope all wear these bright blue polo shirts so that people of the townships can identify them and know that they can call on their help when they see them. I accompanied a couple of ladies called Miriam and Mantoine, and although there are so many examples, I just want to share one in particular with you. We visited a lady who was extremely poorly. She was lying on the floor of her house with her young children and mother were watching over her, but without much to offer except companionship. Miriam and Manwanta went in, chatted and offered any physical and medicinal help they could. They finished their time with this family in prayer.
Hello.
Tragically, but so typically of this town and the people that the people of Hope work with, the following day this lady died. On Wednesday I had many more meetings. Steve had gathered again together some of the local businessmen and the project leaders for some of their future plans. In particular, I was very interested in the project that they have named Proclaim IT. This is going to be an internet cafe style building which was bought some years ago, again the funds coming from Buxton Church in the Peak. You have to be very patient to be a project leader in South Africa, in the middle of the township. Purely in the interest of networking and continuing to forge these relationships, I then had a wonderful afternoon playing golf with these folks, though I will admit that golf is a bit of a passion of mine. Linda and the girls went back into the township visiting with the people of Hope. Thursday had a different experience for us. Lesotho is a country within a country. It lies within South Africa and its northern border is next door to Clarens. Diklebeng Church has planted a number of churches within Lesotho. In fact, last year the church in the Peak sent a small team out to help plant one of these churches in the capital of Maseru. Again, this will have to be a story for another time. And we were going to visit one of them. Pete and Joe West, with their two young boys, left Diklebeng Church last year to plant a new church. Frankly, I was very stunned at the primitive level of their living quarters. They have two caravan-style toilets, one of which has to be in their bedroom. We talked a lot about farming God's way. This is a project which is rapidly gathering momentum in these poor areas. Basically, it takes its instructions from the Bible, and underpinning the process is that of zero tillage. Unlike the modern farming process, after each harvest they do not till the soil, they leave it as it is and plant again. There was so much evidence of their amazing crops. It has increased their yield by 11-fold the national average. It is largely due to this success that they now have the UN, the United Nations, on their side and obtain support and help from local UN teams. I have a small amount of video footage to show you this farming. However, we couldn't easily obtain footage of the crops being farmed using traditional methods. We were warned against it as the local farmers are apparently very touchy over it and the obvious successes of the Farmers Farming God's Way project. Sounds familiar? Anyway, my brave camera lady did a quick clip of it to show us a comparison.
Crops that have been grown according to the Farming God's Way, which has increased yield by 11-fold. So here's the crop that's not been farmed God's way. This is the...
In much the same way as Steve Oliver planted and then built a church in Clarens, Pete is now doing exactly the same thing. We went out to view the building project.
Looks like Robin wants a lift. Thought you were getting in the wheelbarrow there, Robin.
This is how the blocks
That's how the blocks are made. Okay.
So one block at a time, eh? 97.
Wow. These are the bricks that are being made for the church building.